Hello all and welcome to RaceOnOz PC League for Assetto Corsa Competizione. It is your host JJ. We have round 7 at Oulton Park. It is a sprint round, so 60 minutes with a single pit stop for tyres. And if the form of this season is anything to go by, this will be an absolute cracker. It is a very tight and twisting and bumpy track. And the conditions will be typically British. It's a bit cool. Track's optimum and the weather is fine. And it will stay fine throughout this race. Although stranger things has happened within this game, within these settings. So this will be a very interesting one. As we get set to begin, just an announcement of a few of the broadcasts which will be coming up soon. The Console League gets underway tomorrow night with the PS4 League, round 1 from Kyalami. Be bumper field, 20 cars, full server for console, with 2 classes, gold and silver. So as these guys, it'll be a pretty tight field, that one. It'll be pretty exciting. So that's being broadcast by Nick, Adam and Jamie. So 3 of them in the com box. It will be very entertaining, that's for sure, as well as the racing on track. And here we are, 7 rounds. Oulton Park, current event. So 3 more to go after this. Pretty tight in the standings in a couple of the classes. These first 6 races have been very exciting, very entertaining. It started off with Inform Terry Rayton taking out the first couple of events overall, but since then it's been one man taking them all out. So we'll have a look at the standings. So Michael Easter is leading the way on 113 points from Terry Rayton on 102. So Rayton was the early winner, winning the first 2 events. And then Roland Schmidt is a bit of a distance behind these 2 out in front. But he's got some close company in Bruno Gallo in the standings there. In silver class, we've got Stephen Haycock in the lead on 97 points from Carlos Dominiak on 73, and Christopher Blanchard on 69. So reasonably tight, probably through to the top 5. So we've got Gabriel Ingersoll in 4th on 61 points and Neil Fakeney in 5th on 55 points. And the AM class, Joey Gutierrez out in front on 136 points from Ray Haggis on 112, with Stu Parsons 3rd, Neil Krempen and Bernie Ronquillo. It's pretty tight after those top 2, but 4 races left. Anything can happen here. It's going to be pretty tight amongst these guys, no doubt. And Oulton Park, it is, as I've said, very tight, very twisty, very, very bumpy. And with some of the great corner names. Corners to look out for, especially on lap 1, will be Cascades and Shell Oil's corner. Britain's Chicane through Hislop, Knickerbrook, Drood's corner. It's pretty tricky, but if you can get that done quite nicely through there and smooth, you'll be on for a good lap time. And then it's hard to pull the car up for the second last corner, Lodge corner, and get the car rotated and get on the gas early to get a good run down that. It's hard to call it a straight, but the main straight here. Lots of elevation changes. It is a really, really fun track when you can pull it together. And like I said, it's got some of the great corner names with plenty of stories, and probably the best one is Knickerbrook, where when they were creating the racetrack, there was a local demolitions expert that needed to remove a couple of tree stumps and decided to blow them up. And in the process, they've seen two naked people running off from the brook. And when they went to inspect what had gone on, they found some knickers floating in the brook there, and hence why it's got its name. That's one hell of a story for a racetrack. It's got plenty of history, this place, and looking forward to these guys starting some tonight, as we're just waiting for qualifying to tick over. Be a couple of minutes away. As we are,
give it all you can.
So we now have the first lot of cars, well, the majority of the cars heading out on track as we go live here. It's tough to get track position around here, and these guys will be fighting for it. So we just watch Matt Frost heading out on track. As I've said, fine, sunny, optimum conditions. It is a little bit cool. It's 20 degrees. And 7 o'clock on track. So 7 p.m. I suspect this will go dark. It's very nicely turned out GTR, this from Frost. So it's just warming up, ready for his first fly up. The front splitter view gives a good idea of some of the elevation changes in this track. As you can tell, it's very, very bumpy. Welcome to the viewers and those in the chat. Sit back, have a drink, enjoy your Monday night. Plenty of entertainment from these lads. I've got my wine, so cheers. As Matt gets set, gets up to speed. It is a brilliant sounding car, this. Love the GTR. It's just not necessarily when I'm driving it. This is a tricky one. And, be interested to see how Matt goes in this. He has struggled a little bit this season, and so he's the first one to knock out the tyres. Just wonder if that's it for his lap. The first one across the line was Ray Haggis, and 34 flat straight up. That's a pretty good time by Haggis. So Haggis is in AM class. Paul Britt goes quickest with a 33.2. Lucas Dowd not far off him either. Just watching Ray Haggis at the moment. It's just saying he's has shown some form that probably wouldn't put him or wouldn't keep him in the AM class. He's got a battle on his hands. He needs to make up some points on Joey Gutierrez. But so far, Haggis has been able to get a provisional qualifying position that he's third in this grid. So he's quicker than all the silver drivers and fair chunk of the pro drivers as well. So it's good form from him. We'll just see how he's going on this lap. Just coming up towards the second last corner. Does he improve his lap? He did improve. It was a 33.8. Bruno Gallo goes quickest with a 33.1. There's a few guys pulling off, heading back to the pits. So Michael Easter leading the championship overall. Be interesting to see how he goes in this one. See if someone can get into the high 32s. It is tough to get track position, to get a good qualifying run here. It's a pretty short circuit, it's pretty packed. Full grid though, 39 cars. This is really good to see. You can see how packed it is on the map. Almost at halfway. So far, there's no purple sector showing up on this lap for anyone, so it's a few guys that look like they're going to go quicker. Lucas Dowd, one of them. Michael Easter, another. So we'll see how he finishes off this lap. He should go to third. Yes, he does. It was a good lap from him. 33.2. He's pushing hard here. He's got some traffic ahead of him. One of those is Bruno Gallo, so Easter is half a second up going through the first couple of corners. Getting a nice toe from Gallo. Still half a second up. As you can see in the leaderboard, it's flashing purple. Still half a second here. The leaderboard was showing the relative to the session best time as well as the lap live. Easter is 6/10 up here. How can Michael? So it's 4/10. He's going to go to the top here. First one in the 32s. And did look like, yeah, it was Bruno Gallo that was ahead of him then. He's giving him a nice toe. He's going, as Gallo's pulled off to pit. Let's make our way back through the field. We just have a quick look at who is leading in what class. Peter Wall's leading in silver. Haggis is leading in AM class, and he's got Joey Gutierrez in 12th. So he's not too far behind Haggis there. Joey Gutierrez and screen is quite loose coming out of the second last corner then. Five minutes left in the session. Still plenty of time to get a few laps in. This stage, a lot of the top 10 are on out laps. Apart from Michael Easter, who's just pitted. I need to... Art Vanderlei, this is a brilliant livery on the Lexus. I'm a big fan of this retro Castrol livery. At the top of the field, it's 3/10 of a second lead for pole from Michael Easter. And again, it's just behind Bruno Gallo. There was an incident then. That was Haggis. So is that him having a moment, or was he just pulling over? So there's plenty of traffic ahead of him. Oh, you think? Oh, there was contact. As I suspected, there's another car involved. It is hard to get a gap around here. So behind Michael Easter, it's pretty tight between Bruno Gallo and Paul Britt. There's only a tenth in it between second and third. And a further 3/10 back to Lucas Dowd. Lucas Dowd is up at the moment on his lap. And Andrew Lawrenson is a bit less than a tenth back in fifth. So Haggis has slipped back to seventh. He's on an out lap at the moment. Mitchell Weston is up 4/10 on his lap, but he's got traffic ahead of him. Vanderlei moves out of the way. Would have been getting a tow. It's a good spot to get out of the way. He has lost a couple of tenths. This should send him up into sixth if he can keep this up coming out of the second last turn. Yes, it does. Sends him into sixth. Lucas Dowd was up on his lap. He's just lost that one out. He's had a moment somewhere. It's the hairpin. It's good through the chicane. He's 2/10 up again. There's a bit of lag here. Apologies for that. Carrahead gets out of the way, so he's a 10th up, so he needs a couple of tenths to gain a position here. He is up. I don't think it'll be enough to gain a position. No, it's not. And that's it for you. He doesn't have enough fuel to do another run. Right on with Paul Britt. He's got Terry Rayton ahead of him, so Rayton's back in 12. Do know that the Audi's pretty tough around here. Paul Britt 2 tenths up. He needs to find 4 tenths to get pole. And that's it for Rayton. He's pulled off. As Britt's lost his advantage then. Can he make anything up in the last sector? As the majority of the field seem to be pitting here. Unfortunately, poor Britt's unable to go quicker. He's got another. Clock has gone to 0. Bruno Gallo and Paul Britt do have time for another lap, but purple sectors are showing up for Michael Easter. Can he go quicker again in the Bentley? Andrew Lawrenson is 3 tenths up. He needs 8 tenths. We're on track, his car 108. He's just crossed the line. Did manage to go quicker than I think. Yes, he did. So he's taken 4th spot from Lucas Dowd. Haggis has taken 8th so far in quali. Easter is up here. It's very tight with his previous best. It's just gone down actually. It's still going to be pretty close. He may still go quicker. Still showing purple sectors here. And he's just missed out on his quickest time by 0.07 of a second. Definitely pulled a hell of a lap out at the finish then. As we look to the leaderboard, and that was a brilliant performance then by Eastars. Decent margin over Bruno Gallo and Paul Britt. Haggis leading AM class in 8th position, and Groves 2nd for AM class in 10th. And then we go the way back to 14th. Peter Wall leading silver class from Gabriel Ingersoll. So this is going to be a pretty exciting start. It's always plenty of action on. And I will join you shortly when we take off for the formation lap. Welcome back everyone as the cars begin to line up double file. A few dramas here as you can see on screen. A few cars coming up very quickly on the grid. Michael Easter from Bruno Gallo, Paul Britt, Lawrenson, Dowd, Weston, Frost and Haggis. This is going to be a hell of a race start as we make our way to the grid, getting ready for the green light. Bumper looking forward, as you can see way off in the background, and that's green light as the last few cars are coming around the second last corner. It's pretty good so far. Bit of action further back. At this stage it looks like everyone's... Oh, it's a huge moment. I was just about to say everyone's got through clean. Oh, there's so much movement here. I can't even change the screen. There's plenty going on back here further. There's so many changes. There's even more going on here. That's Paul Britt's moved backwards. Terry Rayton as well. So Matt Frost has moved all the way up to 6th. Easters, so we've got Bruno Gallo, Lawrenson. Don't want to go too far and miss a replay of the race start here. I'm going to miss about a minute of racing here just to go back and have a look at what happened at the race start. So it was pretty messy. We need to find a bit more actions going on in the race. Car I wanted to watch, Roland Schmidt, so I'm not too sure what's happened here. There's a few cars out of position. Got a decent jump. Oh, that's Haggis in the fence. And that was Roland Schmidt. And then there's a few cars looking to make their way around. And there's huge contacts. There's cars everywhere. There was a Parsons in all of that. And then at this same moment, oh, that was Paul Britt and Weston. Looked like they made contact in that same moment as well. It's the next lot of cars all making their way through. I think that's Stephen Haycock that's off in the grass there. That's Batanzio and Parsons. Wow, what a race start. That's Haggis and Groves pitted early. And we're about to go back to live racing as Bruno Gallo gets the fastest lap of the race with a 33.7. Give me a moment to catch my breath because that was one hell of a start. Glad I looked at that one without the other widgets showing because that was brilliant. That Terry Rayton has had a moment here somewhere and he's lost a ton of places. Oh, he's had a big moment. There's a bump there which does catch out the Audi. Oh, he gets on safely without making contact. He's just lost places there. Looked like he's just a bit... Oh, it was contact. That's Christopher Blanchard ahead of him. So he's lost a few positions in all of that. He's back in 14th. The front of the field, Michael Easter has got a 1.3 second gap over Bruno Gallo, who is being hounded by Andrew Lawrenson. It's the quickest lap in the race goes to Michael Easter. So he's showing his form again. Lawrenson's all over the back of Gallo. Has just popped up on my screen. There's only a yellow flag there for Rayton. So he's made contact with someone who hit the fence. So Hatfield's in for a pit stop. Vanderlei. So I think one thing I really would like to have a look at is the position deltas here. I'll just bring that up on the screen. Who's lost positions in all of this? So the biggest loser is Simone Cocco, 13. Chris Brooker with 15. Sorry, biggest gains. Biggest loss at the start. Ray Haggis is still in the pits. Oh, that'd be huge damage for him. I think he got further damage when he came back on track, so he's lost 31 positions. Chris Groves has lost 28. Wally Masterson has lost 14. John Slow's lost 15. It's been a very, very interesting start to this race, as Paul Britt will be looking to make his positions back up here. He's to be trying to make a move on who was that? Sorry, that was Paul Russell. So Ingersoll and Gutierrez here. So Gutierrez is now leading AM class. He's the championship leader in AM class, and after the qualifying, that's Haggis coming back out on track, and he's multiple laps down for the qualifying session that he had, and even Chris Groves as well. Two of them were in brilliant positions, and they've been caught out lap one. There's the yellow flag that's up. There's another yellow flag here. Oh no, this is Terry Rayton again, second in championship overall. What's happened here? Oh, it's a big slide, and it's hit the grass. He's turned him around, and oh, what? Only a very, very slight tap of the fence. He's got to let the other cars go. As car 85, that was Terry Rayton, so he's still stuck there. Nice battle going on between these two. Cramping to Phil Roden, as that is trying to get this. Oh, and he's going to make contact with Chris Brooker. He's trying to correct it. And now he's got the sign stuck on the front of his car. Yeah, it was definitely driven. And it's driven off into the crowd. Let's see if we can get the back end of this instant. He's just tried to correct it. And he's got the grass. He kept it off the wall. Unfortunately, he's come back on the track. Have a look a bit further down the field. Oh, John Slow's gone round at the last corner here. He's got the leaders coming up behind him. Bruno Gallo was pretty loose coming out of the exit of turn 1. He's got plenty of pressure on behind him from Lawrenson. Coming up on lap traffic. There's that lap traffic just behind. As we'll have a look from the front of Lawrenson's car as he hunts down Gallo. Lap traffic just ahead. You can see that Gallo's pushing. He's pushing hard. Lap traffic's definitely going to play a part. And around here, as you can see the blue flags being shown. Gallo gets a good run out of the corners here. You can tell that he's pushing and pushing very hard. He sees the lap traffic. Oh, the lap traffic gets out of the way, but it's luckily doesn't come back off in front of them. This is a great camera view. Oh, Gallo's bit of a moment. Both of them are pushing very, very hard. They just see it's such a challenging track, this one. While they're doing this, Michael Easter has got a 5-second gap ahead. As Paul Russell has lost that position to Britt. There's a bit going on here between these two. I was just about to talk about the position change. And that looks a little bit like... Oh, how close can you get between these two? Oh, there is contact. And further contact, and that's Britt in the fence. Apologies for the delay in changing the camera angle, but I was trying to work out what happened between these two. So this is Russell and Britt. So Britt's trying to make a move, heading to the second chicane. It's not the greatest spot for it. Oh, is there contact? And there is contact. That's turning him around, and then Paul Russell has done the right thing and redressed as is required, but Paul Britt comes back on track. Where's that? So there's a bit of side-by-side contact here. Oh, and he's just grabbed the grass. So Paul Russell's still trying to let him by at that point. So that's where a lot of that drama has come from. So there's a car parked on the inside trying to redress. And that was big contact with the fence. And more issues. There's struggling to get to these live. Oh, and there's a bit further back too. Similar spot to the last lap. Kaki's hit the grass. Oh, wow. There's plenty going on in this race, that is for sure. I think I need 2 bottles of wine for tonight. So that's... Something's happened just ahead of these guys. Stephen Haycock has come into the pits. I think it might have even been this group of cars ahead. Oh, there's come up to lap traffic, and that's Fake Knee. And then Ingersoll into, I'm not even too sure who that is. And Ingersoll has made it across the grass. And again, there's a bit of trying to redress, and there's contact made. Kaki in the grass again. While I'm saying that, Lucas Dowd has had a moment somewhere. I'm just waiting for this replay to finish. We'll get back to some live racing in a moment, but when this guy has a moment, it's usually something pretty big. Oh, he's grabbed too much of the curb. He stayed off the fence though, and I think he's only lost 1 position. 2, sorry. So Roland Schmidt has made it up into 6 after those dramas on lap 1. Carlos Dominiak has had a moment as well, somewhere on track. We'll get to that one in a moment. I'm just watching a series of replays tonight. Ryan Green as well. So this is Dominiak and Kaki. Again, is this another hot spot tonight? Oh, Dominiak's just got into the sand. Has he recovered all right then? Yes, he has. He's just lost multiple positions. All right, catch my breath, and we will get into some live racing in a few seconds' time. As while all of that has gone on, Lawrenson has made his way into 2nd position and has got a 7.5 second deficit to make up to Michael Easter, as Bruno Gallo drops a second behind in 3rd position. As we've got Dominiak, oh, he's just about to say he's looking to make a move on Vanderlade. He's had to bail out and take a hell of a lot of grass. Oh, Phil Roden. This is not going to be a pretty one. That barrier hurts. And it's, yeah, when you grab the sand there. Oh, he's hit that at speed. Oh, that'll be big damage. And he's gone straight to the pits, I believe. So that was big contacts. So we go back to the front of the field. Oh, Kaki, similar thing. Keeps it off the walls. Was that on his own, or was there help as he's done that? Let's see if we can catch what is going on there. Oh, has done that on his own. He's luckily, yeah, he's done that well. He's kept out everyone's way. He's kept off the wall. So he's in a battle here with Neil Krempen. This is a hot spot for action on track, and as I say that, there's another car off in the grass. I'm not too sure who that is. That was Tom Riley. As Nando Latanzio is in the fence at the hairpin. The struggles are continuing with that Merc. So there's plenty of battles going on around the place, but it's hard to pick where people are on track because there's quite a few out of position. Joey Gutierrez in 9th. Kept out of trouble so far. So he's leading AM class. He's got Peter Wall ahead of him. He's leading silver. Back behind him is Paul Russell, Christopher Blanchard, James Reed. And in the background, that's John Slow going around. I can't believe we're only 20 minutes into this race. It's Lucas Dowd pits. It's probably the right time for him to pit. Pit a bit earlier, go a longer run, longer stint. As there's a few dramas ahead of these guys. I was a bit further on than I thought, but Roland Schmidt is giving plenty of pressure to Matt Frost. So we look back from Frost. Sparks from the back of the GTR coming out of the second last corner. See how Roland goes on this lap. Can he get close enough to Frost to make a move? So ahead of these guys is Mitchell Weston. He's a bit on his own at the moment. As while this is going on, got Neil Fake Knees thrown up a yellow flag somewhere on track. Oh, there we go. He hasn't left. He has tagged the fence then. Lost the position. Oh, off in the background is Dominiak is doing the same thing. So Fake Knees lost a position to Vandelay, and Vandelay was receiving a hell of a lot of pressure from Dominiak. It's a bit hard to see the track with those shadows. This is a battle for 14th. It's a good showing from these guys. Is he going to try and make the move up the inside? No, he thinks better of it. There's not many genuine passing spots on this circuit. As Gutierrez is going pretty slow here. What's happened to him as he pits? Oh, he's had a massive moment. Oh, that's a big hit in the fence. AM class leader. So that's why he would have been struggling to pull it up, get it turned into the pits. as we just go and follow Bruno Gallo. He's been able to close the gap back up to Lawrenson. 3/10 on that, or 2/10 on that previous lap, so Gallo's not out of this one. Saying that though, Lawrenson responded with a 34-1 to a 34-2, so the battle continues. 8-second gap to Michael Easter in front. As Blanchard had a moment coming out of the last turn. Neil Fakeney looks racy here, so we'll go back to watch this battle again. Good move by Fakeney. Gets out of that battle, gets out of the traffic. Oh, there's like an extra. It's to slow down too much for pit lane then. As Dowd gets by on some lap traffic, and that threw up a yellow flag. Just have a quick look at this one. There was contact somewhere there. Have a look at the predicted positions. As expected, we've got Easter, Lawrenson, Gallo, Weston, Frost. Smid is in for his pit stop, but don't believe that Lucas Dowd will be able to make that position up. And then after that we'll have Wall, Russell, Blanchard round out the top 10. Got quite a few left to still make a pit stop. Another look at the position delta. So the big winner, or the big winners, is James Mack and Tom Parsons, although they are yet to make their pit stop. So Joey Gutierrez, apologies, Lucas Dowd and Roland Schmidt are the first ones, or the leaders in the field to make their pit stops. As we just catch Nando getting back up to speed. What's he doing here? Doing a bit of lawn mowing. He's just getting out of the way, people. He's doing the right thing here, just letting them go. He's had another moment further up. Yeah, he's had it's a big bit of damage he's got there. So where's that one happened? Oh no, this is him just pulling off, so apologies for that. There's a lot of cars being lapped in this race, and it's quite hard to keep track of where we're actually at and what we're watching on track at the moment as there is foam boards littered all over the track. Just on board with Dean Karki at the moment. It's got Stephen Haycock behind him, so this is for position. These guys are a lap, two laps down, at least a lap down. As a few more of the lead cars are entering the pits. We've got Bruno Gallo exiting at this point. So that previous lap, there was a drive-through penalty that was served by car 111, who was Ryan Green. Unfortunately, the penalties don't show up for me until they've actually been completed. So Haycock was involved in some incidents early on. That's why he's a couple laps down. Just behind him is James Reed, who's yet to pit, but he's made his way up to 5th position. As Easter and Lawrenson pit at this point. Reed does like to run long in the initial stint, so it'll be interesting to see when he actually does pit. And he'll be going around again. I'd say we're around the 25-minute mark. Not too many surprises with the track predictions at the moment. It's where people will pop out after the pit stops. As Reed takes a lot of grass then. Just have a look at the last pit stop length, and Easter is pretty quick, so is Lawrenson and Gallo. There's a pretty long pit stop there for Joey Gutierrez. I'm guessing that would be for damage. Same with Ingersoll. Stephen Haycock, 82-second pit stop, so that was big damage he had repaired. As we have a look at who's leading in class, Peter Wall's yet to pit as Reed comes in. The 26-minute mark. So apologies that I'm out by a minute. As we go on board with Bruno Gallo, who's lost a bit of a gap to Lawrenson. Reed will pop out about 10th, I suspect. As we go and have a look through some of these midfield battles. So this is 16th and 17th. Dominiak and Gabriel Ingersoll. Just ahead of these guys is Tom Parsons. In 15th, yet to make a pit stop. In the green and gold McLaren as Ingersoll just runs wide, grabs a bit of the grass. I must say that the Parsons brothers are getting a lot more consistent in their performances, as in consistent lap times, and the performances are improving. We've lost 5 drivers so far tonight. As we have a quick look at the other Parsons. So this is Stu. He was involved in that and took damage in that incident early on. As let's have another look at this battle between Fakeney and Vanderlei. As Peter Wall pits and he's exiting, or is he at a moment? Maybe he might have just been getting passed by Michael Easter. So this was for the lead of the race. Although, yeah, he's just let him go, I think. I've got the flag warning show off on my screen, and I think that's why I let him go. No point fighting with him. He's still got to do his pit stop. As Tom Parsons does something similar, I believe, further down the field. The flags show up. It's been a good battle between these two, Fakeney and Vanderlei. 14th and 15th as Stu Parsons just gets out of the way ahead of them. Blue flags, lets them go, next convenient position, and that was it. He's done that well. So Peter Wall pits. There's one more car left to pit, and that's Tom Parsons. Sunset's making it hard to... As you can see, the battle scars on the left-hand side of Fakeney's car. So these guys come up on lap traffic. Oh, there's a car off ahead of these guys. Where's he coming back on? There's a bit of damage on the front of Vanderlei's car. So they get through that lap traffic. The battle continues. Am I right there by saying there's damage on the front of Vanderlei's car? It's a little bit hard to tell. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. We've got 21 minutes left in the race. Wally Masterson and Karki, a pretty tight battle between the two of them back in 20th and 21st. Bernie Ronquillo's lost a bit of time, and there's another battle between Hatfield and... Oh, there's contact! And Vanderlei's gone round. It's been able to get it going again. And position is redressed. We will have another look at this one. Coming down the hill. Oh. It was actually bigger contact than I thought from the angle we were at before. All the drivers have held up. Position is redressed. And they're off to fight another battle as Dominiak is the one to benefit the most out of that. Although we had some lap traffic between them. This battle's still pretty tight. Have a look at a couple of the personal best times here as Tom Parsons finally makes his pit stop. He's gone longer in this race, which is a bad idea. Provided you don't have damage, you might have lucked out. Missing out on some of the carnage on lap 1. Be interested to see the replay of this race. A few different car angles. It's another battle. Mark Witchell and Peter Hatfield. Oh, what's happened to Wally up here? He's just gone slow at some point. And Ryan Green's done the same thing. Nice looking livery on that Lamborghini. It's in 29th position at the moment. It's a couple of laps down. Neil Krempen's good showing in 18th. He's got Stephen Haycock 7 seconds ahead of him and Karki 11 seconds behind. As Haycock looks to make a move on Ingersoll. So this is within the battle for silver class. Haycock leading the championship at this point. Looks like he's going to drop a few points in this one. He's going to need to make up these positions. Boy, there's more dramas going on between Vanderlei and Fake Knee. Fake Knees got round and wasn't quite able to pull it up. Both of them were able to pull a decent gap over Dominiak. So these two guys have got pace. Oh wow, there's plenty going on back here. Lap traffic and a few guys off in the grass. So this is Wally. He's got Karki ahead of him. He's got Frost and Schmid who are in a massive battle. I believe... Oh, this is just guys getting out of the way. It's fair enough too. Oh, there's been big dramas here. This is on the main straight. This is coming out of the last corner, I believe. So this is Masterson and Karki. What has happened here? So Karki's let the lead cars go. Then coming up. Oh, he's just going a bit slower out of that corner. And Masterson's just tagged him. Oh, that's Dowd going through too, and he's made contact with Masterson. And again, the redressing, he's done it off circuit. Neil Krempen's had a moment there somewhere. Let's just have a quick look at Dowd's car. See if he got any damage from that. There's nothing visible on either side of the car. Oh, he's run very wide. Very deep, sorry. And he's actually got, as you can see up in the distance, he's got this battle between Schmidt and Frost. This is really heating up between these two. It's a really, really tough place to pass here at Oulton Park. Frost will be making this GTR about as wide as a Bentley. Doesn't want to give Schmidt a sniff here. Not this late in the race. Oh, Schmidt runs wide. Lucas Dowd was half a second quicker than these guys in that previous lap, so he could definitely come into play here. There's about 10 laps left in this one. No, probably not 10 laps. We'll work this out. 7 laps left. Ground lost. You can see Dowd in the background in the Ferrari, that black and green Ferrari. View looking back from Frost. As further down, the battle between Fake Knee and Vanderlei continues on for that. So that's for 13th and 14th. Ahead of them is so that's position's been changed. So Fake Knee got it through. We'll see where he got this done. So that's the leader, the race leader just ahead of them, Michael Easter. Where's he got this pass done? Oh, Frost just runs wide at the hairpin, up into the marbles, and he's let it go. Fake Knee gets that pass done. So we go back to this battle here. Both of these guys have gone quicker on that last lap than Dowd. Dowd's just dropped off. Not too sure why, as there's a yellow flag on circuit. Stu Path is doing some grass cutting. Gets back on track again. 34 cars still on track. And this battle here is still on. It's tightened right up here. At that previous lap, Michael Easter, who's out in front, comfortably out in front by 11 seconds, did a 33.1 on the previous lap to a 34.8 by Andrew Lawrenson. Easter was 9/10 of a second quicker than the next quickest time on track. He is absolutely blitzing this field. His runner form is continuing. So these guys come up behind Stu Parsons. Battle's really heating up amongst these guys. There's more lap traffic ahead of them. Dowd's managed to close that gap on the previous lap, 6/10 quicker. Bit of a lonely race ahead of these guys by Mitchell Weston, who's 18 seconds off Bruno Gallo, 5 seconds ahead of these guys. Big ebb and flow amongst these three drivers, Frost, Schmidt and Dowd. 10 minutes left in the race. So it was Roland Schmidt who lost a bit of time on that previous lap then. He was the slowest out of these three. Big gaggle of lap traffic just ahead of these guys. I think this is a section of the track where Schmidt manages to make up a bit of ground, loses it through the last sector. So they're right on the back of lap traffic here. And this will give Lucas Dowd a big chance to catch up. Oh, that's Neil Krempen. Where's he coming back on track? Oh, it's not great. It's actually going to cause Schmidt to lose more ground. The issue is Lucas Dowd's going to be caught up amongst these guys here. He's got through the first one. Not sure if he's got through on Krempen yet. No, he hasn't. So he's going to lose time here. So after his pit stop, Tom Parsons is the latest one to pit. He's come out in 22nd. He's in a battle with Bernie Ronquillo. Just have a quick look. It's getting quite tight between the two McLarens. As Vanderley's thrown up a white flag for going a bit slower, trying to make up traffic as this car's going every which way at the first hairpin, first chicane. So Frost has had a bit of a breather here with this after this lap traffic, and Dowd's hunting down Schmidt. Car 19 of Peter Hatfield throwing up a yellow flag. Dean Karki, James Mack, what's happened here? He's had a moment. Masterson's got round on him, so that's for 19th position. There's another battle going up here between the Aston Martins, between Peter Wall and Christopher Blanchard. That's for 9th and 10th, so this is good effort from these guys. So this is for the lead of Silver Class. Peter Wall's held on to it for much of the race. With lap traffic ahead of these guys, that's Karki just ahead of him. Sidesteps and lets them go through. It's going to be pretty tough for these guys that are a few laps down, getting out of the way for blue flags. This is a great circuit. There's not a lot of, there's no straights to let people by. This makes it tough, but Peter Wall's got a little bit of a gap on Blanchard at this point. Ooh, very close to the wall then. And that was car 623. Oh, it's Tom Parsons. Was that on his own, or was that with help? Oh, that's the leader going through. Oh, that was Ronquillo then as well. He was tied up in that. Oh, Parsons just outbraked himself. He's hit the fence. It's very late in the race to get damage like that. It was a good performance. As Vanderlei is pitting for a drive-through penalty. That's been cleared. There's a second drive-through for car 19 as well. Who is that? That's Peter Hatfield. So that's why Hatfield had come through and was showing the flag. There is damage on the front of Vanderlei. Schmidt is in as well, so this will be another drive-through penalty, I believe. Car 888 drive-through penalty. He's been pushing to get Frost. And he's pushed a little bit too hard. Luckily for him, it's just the loss of the one position, and he's back in the fight. Just under 5 minutes to go. This is that point of the race. Ryan Green was showing up a yellow flag then. He's got some damage on that car as well. So what's happened to him here? Or is he just getting out of the way of Blanchard? I believe that's Blanchard behind him. Or has he had a moment here? Oh, he has run off. He's just slowed down. Got out of the way. And he's back into it now. Neil Krempen had a moment then as well, so there's a few issues coming up late in the race. Ryan Green's done something again. Dean Karki's had a moment. Wonder if Will Krempen, he's held on to it, kept going again. Bit of grass again for Green. Oh, it's getting real tight between Haycock and Ingersoll, 16th and 17th position. Haycock will not want to be losing too many more positions or too many more points to Peter Wall. So white flag's been shown for Gutierrez. He's gone slow somewhere on track. Just wondering if that was for lap traffic, because this gap's just opened up a little bit. James Mack has had a moment as well here, so he's lost a few positions. What's happened to him is that Jesse's grabbed a bit of grass and a bit of dirt. Oh, I've seen this so much. Has he kept it off the fence? Yes, he has. Very, very, very tricky spot. As James Reed.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
Has just pitted. I wonder if that was for fuel. Wonder if he's had to do a splash and dash for fuel because that has not shown up. That's not a drive-through. So he's pitted for fuel. And Peter Wall is caught up to the back of Paul Russell. Further back, James Mack has lost the position to Tom Parsons, but we'll head to the front of the field. We'll watch the end of the lap for this guy, Michael Easter, 14-second gap to second place, Andrew Lawrenson, and then a further 10 seconds back to Bruno Gallo. Comfortable win, and he continues with his stellar season. Increases his championship lead, and well done to Michael Easter. Andrew Lawrenson coming out of the last couple of corners. Another second place. Bruno Gallo's well on his own as well. He's just coming across the line. Solid performance again by Mitchell Weston. Fourth position. So Frost holds on to fifth. Had a challenge from Schmidt. He was able to hold on to that. Dowd was coming for him after. And speaking of Schmidt, was that late race drive-through penalty. So I think something's happened. Yeah, so the previous lap, Paul Russell's had a moment, and he was in the 36s, so it's Paul Russell in 8th, Peter Wall in 9th, Christopher Blanchard in 10th. So Peter Wall is the leader in silver class. Joey Gutierrez is the leader in AM class after that race, and oh, look at the position changes throughout of that, all of that. Fake knee up 10, Dominiak up 11. Go through some of the positions further back. Brooker up 11, Ronquillo up 10. Groves down 19 positions, Haggis down 23. Wowee. Well, thank you all for joining me. And that was one hell of a race. I don't think you get any more exciting than what has happened in that one. And looking forward to tomorrow night with the start of the Console League with the PS4 race at Kyalami. Join Nick, Adam and Jamie for that broadcast. I'm JJ and thank you for viewing. I look forward to broadcasting again next Monday night. Thank you all. Good night.